Hi, I'm Michael Nadlin from Market Lead, and today's video, I've got an interview with Loredana Principessa. Now, Loredana is one of my favorite people in the world, and I really mean that because a few years ago, we used to work together, and she was one of the most outstanding account managers I ever worked with. But now she's back in the UK, not in Australia anymore, and she's running her own conversion rate optimization or CRO agency now. And we've been chatting over the last half an hour, and she's been telling me some amazing insights. So I thought I'd actually put a video and do a mini interview with her because I just think her insights are profound and outstanding. And my personal insights around conversion rate optimization now, especially in 2023 and moving forward, is it is absolutely essential. The reason why is because as traffic costs are rising, the only way to mitigate and reduce your cost per leads or your cost per sales is increasing your conversion rate. So Loredana, she's been doing conversion rate optimization for years, and I've been working with her on a few clients and been discussing this with her, and I really wanted to get her on just to discuss this today. So I'm going to introduce her now. This video is only going to be showing me so far. So LD or Loredana, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about you and what you do.
Hi, Nads. Thanks so much for having me. And I loved what you were saying because I used to love the sessions that we used to have working together. We'd be like dissecting the ad campaign and the landing page. But I'm Loredana, or LD, as Nads introduced me as, and I run Marco, which is a conversion rate optimization agency here in the UK that I launched earlier this year.
Wonderful. So just to get to the point, so we've got so much value coming out of this. The first thing I want to ask, and I'm going to ask two main questions, which I already asked you before, but I'm going to ask again, is what are the biggest issues or mistakes you're seeing when you're auditing businesses' conversion rate optimization, being the website, landing pages, or anything there? And what are the quick recommendations that you tend to make for those as well?
So the biggest issue probably, and I always seem to go back to this, and this can be the same for landing pages or for websites, is that people underestimate the importance of the hero section. So what it is that the traffic lands on and what it is that the first thing is that people see, whether that's from an ad or from an organic search or whatever it may be, because you actually have less than 3 seconds for customers to make a decision on your website or on your landing page. There's actually crazy research now which says that's less than a second, which is just insane. So the issues that I see is that first impression is just not inspiring or not showing what the next step is that people want to take. So I always say to my clients is just focus on 3 things if you can't do anything else initially. The first one is, does the hero message clearly show the value that you're providing to your customers? What is it that they can get from you that they can't get anywhere else? And does your headline clearly state that? Number 2 is the call to action. Is the call to action clearly visible, first of all, easily accessible? And again, does it show the value, like what a customer is going to receive in return for clicking on that next step button? And number 3 is making sure that experience when you first land on a site is just as good as desktop as it is on mobile, because the reality is that most of your customers are going to be coming from a mobile device, and so many people still just design for desktop.
Wow, that's powerful. When you said that first 3 seconds, there's a really good book called Brand Story by Donald someone, and I'll probably put that in the show notes. Actually, I probably won't, but in there, they call it the Caveman grunt test, or a Caveman test, which is within the first 5 seconds, or it's the 5-second rule. It's like when someone comes to the page, they should know what you do, why it's going to benefit them, and how to take action. So the headline would be, like for me, Google Ads agency, and then some benefit and booking a free consultation within the first 5 seconds. Because people are so distracted now. If they're clicking on Google Ads, they're going to click on 4 ads, or they're like, people are just, you've got to get to the point so fast. Like, have all your fancy stuff further down when people are more in research mode. But when they're in that like fast mode of taking action, like most people are making impulsive decisions to click on ads. So you've got to make sure that when they're in impulsive decision making mode, that they make an impulsive decision to submit a lead or submit a buyer, like something like that. So that was powerful. So, and actually the mobile first approach, I know everyone speaks about it, but who's actually implementing it? Because every client I seem to work with, they seem to focus on the desktop. But when I go to the mobile, I'm like, what the hell is this? What is like most, and we look at the traffic breakdown in Google Analytics, but also the traffic breakdown in Google Ads, and the mobile first approach is neglected. It's not even put secondary. It's actually just straight up neglected. So even from a mobile first approach, I'd love to ask you the question, because most people have that B2B and B2C will have a desktop first experience. When they shrink it down to a mobile, what are the things people should see once again? Because most people just make it responsive, but sometimes the mobile experience actually needs to be almost like a different experience. So what do you think there?
The easiest one that you could implement, which I'm so shocked every time that I don't see it, is that when it's condensed down to mobile, there's actually no call to action visible on that first screen. And so there might be lots of text, there might be an image, but you're still expecting that people are going to scroll, and people are actually really impatient. So if they don't see what is the next step that they need to take and how they need to do it within that first experience of landing on the page, then that is something that you can fix straight away. So I call it within thumb reach. Like, it's all thinking about the way that people behave. Like, as long as they land on the page and their thumb is literally in reach of a button that they can click on to go to the next step, that will help to increase conversions. And then within that, just including the call to action, either like stuck throughout the whole page as you're scrolling. So there's always an opportunity. What I see time and time again, and you'll see it so much as well, there's so much content on mobile, like so much. And you get to a certain point on the page and it's just like a white background and black text and just so much reading. And you're expected that people are going to read this, and then say if they do get through it and they're like, okay, great, I'm ready to inquire, then you're expecting that they either have to scroll all the way up to the top of the page or all the way down to the bottom, and it's just not going to happen. So it's important to get those easily accessible call to actions throughout the mobile design. I would say is the quickest fix that you can do. Even if you do nothing else, at least do that.
Wonderful. That is powerful. LD, thank you so much. I'm going to wrap up this segment because we're going to go into a few more segments now. But I just want to say thank you for that, because even just then you just gave a boatload of profound insight. So thank you. If you've enjoyed this video, remember to like, comment, subscribe, but most importantly, share. And if you're ready to become a market leader and you're serious about increasing your sales, increasing your customers, and scaling your business with Google Ads, have a chat with someone at my team about your Google Ads account at marketlead.com.au.